Con. We've been live for about 14 seconds. Con.
Shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, we'd like to give all glory and honor and praises
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.
Hey, double honor to our apostle, Great Millstone, who will teach well, Spirit of Prophet Yahushai. Citations to the occupant of 12 corners, which is true. All right, sincerity, all right, love, diligence, respect, fear, and trembling. All right, do you see we out here? Another day for the Spirit of Prophet Yahushai. You know, as the scripture says, give them no rest. All right, see, they use the praise in the earth. Somebody get that book. Give them no rest. I think that's Isaiah 62. Okay. And it's speaking about giving who no rest, giving the Most High no rest. So he make Jerusalem praise in the earth. See? And that's what's about to happen. Okay? Israel is going to be a praise in the earth once again. Okay? Through rulership. Okay? Through when you go into Daniel, it speaks about how Yahushua is going to take down all the nations. Okay? So when Israel becomes a praise in earth again, we're going to have nothing but dominance. Okay? Nothing but rulership, aka slaves. Okay? We're going to be on high real soon, man. You know? As you can see, the title, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Because you got clowns like vocab, no class, okay, Haman the Agagite, all right, who says that there's no such thing as slavery in the Bible. He has a problem with the Lord ruling over him, you know, and that Sonetta video, he said that Jesus Christ, he's gonna serve Jesus Christ, but he's not gonna serve him as being a slave. Well,
yes, you are.
Well, it looks like you're wrong, man. That ain't according to the Bible. Because if you're an Edomite, you're going into slavery, man. Right? See, everybody that had these people, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, is servitude, man. All right? They had their foot on our necks. Well, the restoration of Israel is Yahushua being on top and putting the rest of the kingdom of the earth into slavery. But go ahead and read that Isaiah real quick.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 62, verse 7, and it reads, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Read up.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 62, verse 6, and it reads, I have set watchmen upon the walls, thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night.
Yeah, I have set Jerusalem upon the walls, which shall never hold their peace. All right, this is us right now through the Spirit of Prophet Yahushua, the men of the Lord, all right, being those watchmen in the cities, man. Okay? And it said that they should not what?
Which shall never hold their peace day nor night.
We should never hold our peace day nor night. Because you have something called the internet, all right, the Yemam and the Thummim, according to the scriptures, all right? This new tech, this old ancient technology, all right, that the Lord has set up for us to proclaim proclaim the gospel, proclaim the truth. Okay? Hopefully waking up the elect, and as well as being a prophesying to the other nations. All right?
It says, yea, that make mention of the Lord Yahweh, keep not silence.
Yeah, he that make mention of the name Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, keep not silence. Okay? And we're not going to keep silent. See? Go ahead.
It says, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
See, and this is what we want. We want Jerusalem to be back on top and be a praise in the earth. Okay? And when we get that, we're going to have all the other nations, all right, be servitude to us. Okay? Hold on that, Genesis 25. Because this stems all the way to Genesis the 25th chapter concerning the blessings and the birthright.
Okay.
Okay? You got something? let's go to Genesis real quick first. Read Genesis 25. Get straight to the front.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 21.
It's slavery in the Bible. Okay? See, you Christians read the Bible, you read the Old Testament, you read the New Testament, all right? But nowhere in there that y'all can pinpoint. See, when we say that we're going to be slaves and people are going to be ruling over other nations with a rod of iron, thus saith the Bible, you guys got a problem with it. You know, you Christians are really hard to fucking hearing, man. You know? And vocab alone. All right? Go ahead.
Genesis 25 and 21.
Let's see what it's all still for. Let's see what the end of the world is going to be like. Somebody else owed a second Ezra 6 and 7. Go ahead.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren.
Right?
And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her.
It says the children struggled together within her. Now, what children are they talking about? It's talking about, it's going to say it, sons, Jacob and the sons Esau, and the son Esau. They were struggling together, meaning they were fighting in the womb. Okay? That's what it's talking about. We had two twins, we had two brothers. And when they was in the womb, they were going at it. They were fighting. Go ahead.
And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Yeah, this was the miracle. Why is this going on? You know, go ahead.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
She went to her husband. All right, when they say they went to inquire of the Lord, the woman didn't go directly to the Most High. The woman went to her husband. Okay? Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
See, this is the beginning of the black man and the so-called white man. The so-called black man and the so-called white man. It says 2 nations, okay, are in thy womb. Okay? So it ain't so they're brothers, but they're gonna be 2 different people. Go ahead.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Yep, 2 manner of people, two different vessels. Okay? 2 different spirits. Okay? They're not gonna act alike. They're not gonna get along with one another. That's why before it said that they were struggling within the womb. Okay? It said that they're gonna separate from thy bowels. See? Go ahead.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
One people shall be stronger than the other people. Now we should already by default, if we're speaking about the so-called black man, the so-called white man, we know who's stronger than who. All right? Mentally, spiritually, physically, you know, through dire conditions, you know. Hell, if the so-called white man was put into slavery, how the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans was, you know, let's stick with the Southern Kingdom. The so-called white man went with the Southern Kingdom throughout the translated slave trade, they wouldn't have made it out. All right? They wouldn't have made it out. Go ahead.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people,
Yep.
and the elder shall serve the younger.
So, we're going into servitude. Somebody look at the word serve. Let's see what the word serve is. I never looked it up. I just want to see what it means when it says serve. One people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Okay?
If I could say something real quick.
Yeah, you got it.
The proving that, you know, that one people shall be stronger than the other, there's a movie called Company Men. Like Esau can't even handle being broke. You know, when it came out that during the 2008 financial crash, that these big executives of these big companies, they were actually committing suicide. They were offing themselves and their families, you know, because they couldn't deal with downgrading their houses and their lifestyle and actually being broke. So if they can't handle being broke, they damn sure can't handle slavery, being a slave.
Esau can't handle it. He ain't gonna be able to handle it. But see, see, that's why spiritual powers is gonna be necessary, because we're gonna keep the spirit on them to endure it.
No, we're gonna keep you alive.
Okay.
Think about it. They're gonna be trying to commit suicide and stuff. We're gonna keep you alive.
y'all got. Whatever serve mean. Go ahead. Y'all got it. Go ahead.
All right, the online etymon of serve says the late 12th century to render habitual obedience to.
Woo!
Read that again.
Serve in online etymology says late 20th century, 12th century to render habitual obedience to.
To render habitual obedience to. Somebody get those which that I when I reigned slave.
It's more to it too.
Yep. Go ahead.
It says also minister, give aid, give help. Old French, servir.
To minister to, to give aid to, help. Isaiah the 2nd chapter.
Sound like employment to me.
It says one people shall serve the other. Okay.
God.
It says the elder shall serve the other. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
It says Old French, servir, to do duty toward, show devotion to, set the table.
To do duty.
Set table.
Woo.
Set tables.
Devotion.
Hey, so Kanye West wasn't wrong when he
Made the new slaves.
Yeah, Dark Twisted Fantasy.
No, that was Yeezus.
No, he was at the table. They was both
Oh yeah, Khan.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
getting served and taken.
Yep. That was the Runaway video.
Yeah, but
Check this out. It says black servir, to be a servant, be in service, be enslaved.
Mm.
What? To be enslaved? Is that's just solely for the word serve, right?
Yeah.
Go back to Genesis 25. Hey, you so-called white people, you Edomites, okay? I do walk in the Hebrew, which means red. All right? So you red people, you self-proclaimed white people, y'all gonna serve the blacks, and Native Americans, man. All right? This goes all the way back to Genesis. Okay? Go ahead.
Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
The elder shall serve the younger. This is what was told to Rebecca. This is what was told to her, what was going to happen with her sons. Okay? They're going to be different from one another. They're going to have 2 manner of different spirits. And at the end, hey, the oldest is going to serve the younger.
That's right.
Okay? So when have so-called white men served blacks and Hispanics? Huh? It hasn't happened. Now we had one instance where King David was ruling, he had the nations up under his foot, but the Edomites broke off. Okay?
you had the Moors, but that didn't.
Yeah. They included the king. But we didn't even have the entire nation enslaved.
Yeah.
See that? That's what's about to go down, man.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Genesis 25 and 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment.
And that's talking about who you see today, the so-called Caucasians. Okay? All over like a hairy garment. All right? And they said the first came out red. All right? Which when Isaac seen his son, Isaac, right? Yeah, when Isaac seen his son, they said Ishashwa in the Hebrew, which means wasted away. Okay?
Had no
Because he
pigment.
Had no pigmentation. He had no melody. Okay? So the first thing they said was, damn, wasted away. Esau. You know? Go ahead.
And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
See, now this is a very, now when you go into this the 25th chapter is a very heavy scene in the movie that we're in today. Okay? Because this was the shifting of these 2 characters happened to be born. Because with these 2 characters in this movie, in the scriptures, a lot of judgments is gonna happen between these 2 people now.
It was a foreshadowing.
Yeah, foreshadowing. Okay? So, when you extrapolate, when you be able to understand and see these things spiritually, you'll be able to understand that when that baby took hold of his brother's heel, that was a representation of bringing his foundation down. Okay? Your heel is your foundation. You know? Your heel can get, you know, if your heel gets hit, you won't be able to walk properly. Okay? So, Jacob's hand held first of Esau's heel. This is where we're at right now. We're bringing this society down to the spirit of God, Yahweh Shem Shai. Right? Somebody got the 2 Ezra 6.
1 Corinthians 10:4.
2 Ezra 6.
Chapter 6, verse 7, and it reads, it says, "Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?"
Okay, so you had Ezra asking questions to the angel Uriel. Okay, so when shall be the part of the son of times? Okay, and when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follows? And this is what he told him. Go ahead.
It says, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau."
See, this is a very serious scene in this movie that we're living in. When these two babies were born, because this is what's gonna tell us what was going to be the foreshadowing of the future. You see, so we had to wait till these characters were born and had to see how their lives was going to play out. Go ahead.
It says, "For Esau is the end of the world."
Now we're at the end of the world, okay? And who's ruling? Esau, the so-called white man. This is his kingdom, okay? The scripture says Job 9:24, the earth shall be given into the hand of Esau. All right? Go ahead.
It says,
That following. So Jacob is going to rule after his brother Esau. Okay? So that means the Israelites' kingdom, empire, is up next. We got next. All right? And we can see who's ruling this empire. We see the so-called white man. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay? He covered the faces of...
And who is he?
Who is he? All right? So when you understand the time that we're living in, and we're not, it's not the entire world, the people saying we're in the last days, the end days this, the end days that. You know? Well, that's perfect that people have that type of inclination, because this is going to be the last rulership of the so-called white man. Okay? With his rulership falling, the Israelites into that. But get Revelations 13 and 9 real quick.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 9. "If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity
Get the signs.
shall go into captivity.
Read that again.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity."
So he that leadeth into captivity. See, here it is. Every empire. See, even when you go into slavery, every empire needed slaves and servants to build up their kingdoms. Did we not build up the North American Indians, and beginning with the North American Indians, the Northern Kingdom, helped build up the 13 colonies? With Judah. They were taken into slavery. The White House was built up by the Israelites. Okay? How did you get your 13 colonies built up? By slaughter, and then you put them into servitude. How did the railroads get built? Here it is in Milwaukee, not too far from here. You have the railroad. I mean, you have the highway, right? And underneath the highway is the images of slaves building the fucking highways, man.
Yeah.
Who are those are the Israelites.
Joshua Glover.
Right, Joshua Glover. All right? So when the Lord has his reign and his rulership, you mean to tell me the Lord don't deserve service, man?
It's buffering a little bit.
Go ahead.
Second Thessalonians.
Anybody got a good hotspot? Or is it just your phone?
It's the internet connection is buffering.
Go ahead, whatever you got.
2 Thessalonians 1:6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Yeah, so we're gonna pay y'all
Cut.
ass back.
It should automatically connect.
All right? That's called payback, man. We're gonna the children of the Pequot tribe had gathered for the annual Green Corn Festival, which is our Thanksgiving celebration. In the pre-dawn hours, the sleeping Indians were surrounded by English and Dutch mercenaries who ordered them to come outside. Those who came over were shot or clubbed to death, while they terrified women and children who huddled inside the log house were burned alive. The next day, the governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony declared a day of Thanksgiving because 700 unarmed men and women and children had been murdered. So, you mean to tell me the Lord don't want payback for this?
God.
Well, he said he's going to revenge the innocent and unrighteous blood.
Yep.
That's trying to do innocent blood.
Yep. You got some more on that?
I got appreciate
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. It says, be not deceived.
Yep.
The Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Yeah, so whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So if you're sowing murder and wickedness and slavery and all type of manner of wicked and evilness, you're gonna reap those things, man. Okay? But when the harvest is time to when the harvest is ripe, you're gonna be rewarded on your labors. You see? You labored to put the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans into slavery. So you're gonna get the fruit of your labor, man. And that's the recompense of the Most High in this son. It's straight like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yep.
This is Jeremiah 49:12. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunk.
Break it down, man. You got it.
That's Israel, you know. We drunk the cup. Right? We're supposed to be the Lord's people. We're supposed to, you know. But it says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished. Speaking on Esau. It says, but thou shalt surely drink them. Alright? And that's the cup of the Lord's indignation, which is slavery. See? All our enemies and everything that they've done to us, it's going to be recompensed. Meaning we're going to pay you back for all the things that you've done. And the Lord says, thus saith the Heavenly Father.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Go ahead.
No, that's a very
Yeah. It's buffering.
that's very
It was connected to the hotel Wi-Fi. So
Here it is. As a nation, man, you have all of this blood on your hands, man. You know, you have committed all of these wicked acts, right? That the scriptures describe as princes and enemies, right? But then when you get in the kingdom of heaven, when you get in our kingdom, you're gonna be free. You know, you're not gonna have any type of punishment.
Well, yeah, he didn't restore.
You're gonna rule next to us.
Right,
You know,
right.
I'm talking about, you know.
No, he's supposed to have mercy upon them. But they didn't restore anything that they did to
you just
us.
paid your bill, right?
You know, in fact, they made it worse. And now they're trying to annihilate us. That's why the scriptures say they don't have any forgiveness of sins.
This plantation Christianity
his
is
house.
doing what? It's trying to push that forgive, brother. No, hell no.
So because hey, Esau
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Esau basically had made trillions of dollars off of Jacob. And
Yeah.
The richest families, they're quadrillionaires.
Yeah.
That's how you say it.
Yeah, quadrillionaires. Yeah.
They're quadrillionaires of backs of slaves, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Etna.
So, and then they ain't paid none of it back And look at the condition that we continue consistently live in, under the rule of the so-called white man.
Yeah.
And he won't let us go. The scriptures say they keep us in prison houses. We are prey.
Yeah.
All sorts of things, man.
Yeah.
And we supposed to let this devil slide? You out your damn mind. The Lord ain't gonna let you slide, man.
Yeah.
Right? You out your fucking mind, man.
Yeah. Think about it. They created trillions of mental health patients that basically.
Right.
Because there's generational trauma that comes with enslaving the people, man.
It's all over America.
Yeah.
And they wonder why Jake is in a state of astonishment that they're in. We know
Yeah.
it's the Lord's work. We know it's the Lord's work. But ultimately, it was the hand that dealt that blow.
What's the precept where it says the prisoner
Wanted to be hastened to be loosed.
51 and 14 or 15, 51, 15, 50 and 15 Isaiah. Hold on, I get it.
Yeah. I think that's in the same verse as my people are snared in prison houses.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12, and it reads, it says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity.
Yeah, and that's America.
Hey, they established municipalities. They established their whole justice system.
Yeah.
All right? And they continue to fuel their justice system, their injustice laws, and they keep, we're at the center of it.
Yeah.
We the one that keep the society going.
Yep.
And that's how this thing works. That's how the democracy works. That's how they get money off of us.
Yeah.
They continue to keep us in peril because of the justice system. Because of the laws that they set up, the traps that they set up, they set up snares for us.
Well, when you go into Emancipation Proclamation, all right, emancipatus, which means the transfer of ownership. So we are corporate entities. We're corporate strawmen.
Yeah.
Okay. Esau, now you put these things in your books. What is the strawman about, man?
Yeah.
All right, we did the research. The strawman goes into your UCC credit.
Yep. Your social security number.
Which goes into your social security number, man.
Being tied to an account at the central bank.
Exactly.
So
You're tied. Yep.
The central banker, essentially the central bankers own every last one.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And the proof is right down the street. The national debt clock. And it tells you each person has all this debt. Each person has like 81,000 in debt. Yeah.
That's evidence right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shows that we're slaves.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
That is slavery.
That is slavery. That means you're paying tribute. When you are in debt, that means you have to pay some type of tax.
Yep.
When you're dealing with tax,
Restitution.
it goes back to feudalism.
Con.
Okay? Feudalism goes back into basically being tributaries to a government.
Yep.
Okay? Through the Emancipation Proclamation, made us tributaries to this corporate entity. Now, this isn't a corporation. I mean, this isn't a country. This is a corporation.
Yeah.
That goes into the strawman, the UCC creditor, man. Through your birth certificate, through your social security card.
Yep.
Okay? Passing through the waters, that's the it's a code, or it's something dealing with the birth certificate on the reason why they have the mothers sign you over.
Pass you through the fire.
When you get signed the fuck over, that means you are a slave to this particular organization, this government.
You'll get penalized if you don't sign your children. If you don't give them a birth
Yeah.
or a social security.
Con. Con. Oh, you know what I learned?
Well, when you're born into slavery.
Yep.
You're born in past, past was taking the goddamn water.
Yep. Yeah.
You know?
Proof.
But you fucking devils, man. You devils, you get bent up out of shape when we say y'all run into slavery, man. Like vocab Malone, man. Or you simple ass Christians. You know?
Yeah.
But it's written all throughout the Bible about slavery. And then when you actually see employment.
Yep.
Employment is a form of servitude. Okay?
Literally, employer means slave.
Yeah, it means to be a slave.
Yep.
So when we go to our 9 to 5 and we make our ends meet, so to speak, you get taxed. When you get taxed, that's tributary. You're being tribute to this empire.
Yep.
Okay? This is why Yahushua told them render Caesar what is
Caesar's.
man.
God.
You know, he's on that dollar. He's
Yeah.
on that coin. So give him his money.
Yeah.
You know? Because when it all switches over, we're going to be in the coin.
That's right. Yeah.
You got whatever you got.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 1 and verse 11. And it reads, Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
That's why you can sentence a man, give a man 10 years off of $80 worth of
Crack cocaine.
crack cocaine
Yeah.
because of your mischievous, your previous laws.
God.
You know, and then an Edomite, a white person, can do the same crime. You sell cocaine, and you only give them probation, a year or something like that.
Well, that's because it's a business. When you're talking about prison, well, we're talking about prison now, but you go into convict leasing, and after slavery was abolished and they had like the Jim Crow laws, they had something called convict leasing, which started in Anatolia prison in Louisiana. Now, this is the sole reason why Jake is mostly locked up in these prisons. Yeah, chain gangs. You know, that's literally modern day slavery. And they push us off into these prisons on purpose. That's why they give us these high sentences, so that we can go to these prisons and then we can work for cents on a dollar for these corporations. Yeah.
And here it is, you niggas said that the first black president was Bill Clinton. Well, Bill Clinton in the 80s, okay, the mid 80s,
1995,
yeah,
yep.
Around that time, right? He set off something called the prison industrial complex.
Yep, with the mandatory minimums.
Okay, which is the three structure out. That's what Bill Clinton did. See? So, in the midst of the crack in the 80s and leading to the 90s, a lot of Jakes is gonna get caught up, occupy the neighborhoods with the leopard. You see, you watch for his like steps, then you put him in prison, then you break down the family home, and now the nigga woman is with the kid and the grandmama, and now that's the destruction of our nation.
Yep, no order.
You know?
Deliberately cast.
It was a deliberate hit to put all the Israelite men into captivity again. You know? But you wonder why we fucking mad. You know? You wonder why we say you damn devil, you so-called white people going into slavery, man. Why the fuck wouldn't he go into slavery?
Yeah.
You know? You got something? Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
So see, it says snared in holes. When you look at a snare is a trap. You know, in a hole, what's another word for hole? Pit, system.
Dicks, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's the dish.
Yeah. So we're hitting that prison system, man.
The whole American system,
Yeah.
the whole Jim Crow,
Yep.
all of that. And then they set up new laws.
Yep.
You know? And you had people like Woodrow Wilson and all these people use terms like busing.
Yep.
All right? Use other terms like, to put in laws that undermine our whole, deprived us of what they call the American dream. But what is it? They give you, you're supposed to have a chance of life and liberty and all that shit.
Yeah, pursuit of happiness.
Pursuit of happiness.
Yep.
We never had the chance because it was spoiled by you Edomites, you so-called white people.
Yep.
And the systems that you set up over us.
Yep. That's right. School system, prison system.
And that's why the Lord says that shall you all together go unpunished?
Yep.
Hell no, you ain't gonna go unpunished.
Yeah.
You gonna drink that cup, man.
That's right.
You gonna drink that cup.
Yep.
And that's the Lord's affliction.
Yep. Gonna force feed your ass.
That's right.
Yeah.
He said he's gonna drink all of it.
Yep.
You gotta
Somebody read that in Lamentations?
421. Yeah, he read it earlier.
Okay, you read that. Did you finish it up? You ain't finished it.
No, I never read 421. That was Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Kind.
Get Lamentations.
Salakia.
Yep. Damn, ain't about some
I forgot the hot hand packs.
Yeah, we got it.
I got a whole pack of them in the house.
Yeah, Jake drink, they got their gloves, they got shit. God damn.
Feel like we back in the beginning.
Go ahead.
This is Lamentations 4:21. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
See that?
Right.
Rejoice. Okay?
O daughter of Edom.
Read that
O
again.
daughter of Edom.
O daughter of Edom. Okay? The land of Uz is talking about America. How do we know that the land of Uz is talking about America now? Because that goes back to the
Babylon.
the era of the
Yep.
Chaldeans. Man, it goes back to Babylon. Babylon was heavily known for witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, even your witchcraft got us in mental. Got not us.
Yeah.
You see, that's why this was a miracle that we woke up in the spirit.
Kind.
But other Israelites, their minds is basically in captivity
Yep.
to this devil's ways, man.
Yeah.
Except in the image of the beacon, in the image of the beast in this devil's mark, that's putting you a slave
Yeah.
to the devil. Okay? So go ahead.
It says, the cup also shall pass
That's unto
through
thee.
unto thee.
Woo.
Thou shalt be drunk.
Yeah, see that cup gonna pass, we're gonna pass that bitch right to you. Which is slavery, man.
So they gonna get the excess.
Alright? Go ahead.
It says, thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked.
See that? You gonna be drunk and you gonna be naked.
Yeah.
Alright? You gonna be ashamed. You see? Go ahead.
It says, thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished.
See, the punishment of the Israelites' iniquity is accomplished. Okay? Our punishment was going into slavery. We go into Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. The Lord said that we was going to be put into captivity in front of our enemies.
Mm-hmm.
We was going to have want of all things. Going to Egypt again with ships. Be sold to our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. And no man shall buy you. Okay? We serve that punishment for not following after the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments, man. Going off.
Yeah.
Partaking in every way of custom that every slavery we was into, Jake began to follow their fucking gods and things like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But it was set up that way, okay? And the Lord did it. We understand it. Now we came back and we returned, okay? But now that cup that we had to drink, that cup is coming to you.
Huh? You gonna get
Those
this work.
curses, somebody hold on that Deuteronomy 30 and 7. The
It says,
curses that we were cursed up under is gonna come to you. You're gonna be the new niggas, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
What that Kanye West put that in his video too. The new slaves. At the end of the video, he switched it, and the Edomites was in slavery.
And that's what's happening. And that's what's coming.
It's like that Wale video. Right? Wale video. I think it was like last year. Remember that Wale video right there? Remember me? The Wale video where pretty much they had it where it was the same type of life, but it was reversed. You had Edomites going through all the hell we be going through on a daily basis. Work low-end jobs, paying hella taxes, all types of stuff.
Oh yeah? See?
God.
The Lord is putting that spirit
I think I
out
remember
there,
that.
You know? Now if it was Wale's idea to make it like that, the Lord put the spirit on him to do it. Or if it was the
Yeah.
directors.
Yeah.
Because they see what we're saying. They put them in the videos and things like that to mock.
foreshadowing.
Yeah, but it's a foreshadowing. It's a foreshadowing because you devils got y'all going down, man.
Yeah.
All right. The evil things that you devils have done that we don't know nothing about.
Yeah.
Witchcraft.
Yeah.
All right. It said the land of Uz. That's the land of witchcraft, man.
Con.
Yeah. To keep us oppressed.
Yep.
It's a lot of things that the devil is doing that's really getting Jake basically minds bobbled.
Yeah.
Music. It
Yeah.
don't stop.
We can just take it to the music to show that Jake is lost and in captivity under this devil. Man.
Con.
They pushing, and then they pushing with this 5G shit. They
Yeah.
pushing vibrations on us.
Yep.
Yeah.
We don't even know about.
What's the scripture say they shoot at us in secret? I'm sorry, Saki. I was just the scripture said they shoot at us in secret.
Yeah.
Yep.
It says the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
See, we will no longer be carried away into captivity, and that's what Esau hates, man. He doesn't want to let us go. You know, he wants to keep us oppressed and shackled until he destroys us, man. But what the scripture said, we'll no longer be held into captivity. And when we're no longer held in captivity, that's when the roles reverse and they're held in captivity, man. You know?
It says he will visit thine iniquity.
Mm-hmm.
O God of Edom, he will discover thy sin.
See, you can't get away, man. You can't run from the Most High. The Lord knows everything. The Lord knows all, man. The scriptures, it's like it.
No, ain't we telling them?
Yeah.
You see? We the virgin woman that he's trying to rape.
Yeah.
Right? And we're betrothed to the Lord.
That's right.
You see? The marriage of the Lamb in his bride, which is the Israelites.
Yeah.
We're telling on you, man.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
think the angels ain't taking this into account? All the things that you've been doing and all the moanings and the groanings of the Israelites, the righteous.
Yeah.
All right? Who's going to avenge you? Who's going to avenge us, man?
Con.
It's going to be speedy, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they count slackness.
Hey, because everything that you have built, the Lord's going to destroy within an hour's time.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Which is crazy because I was looking up how many cluster bombs that's in a nuclear silo.
Yeah.
All right? And that says roughly up to 2,000 different bomblets. They call them bomblets or cluster bombs in a nuclear bomb.
Mm.
You know how many it takes for it to be 200 million?
Mm-hmm.
It only takes 100,000 nuclear warheads for you to equal the amount of 200 million nuclear missiles.
Mm.
All right? And those are cluster bombs, you see? And that's what's going to destroy America.
Yep.
Right? It's going to singe America.
Con.
You see? You know the word singe?
Yeah.
All right? It's going to singe this whole fucking, this country, man.
Right.
All right?
Right. That somebody can hold on to that Joel the 3rd chapter. Because the reason why World War III is going to come to pass is
That's right.
because of the slavery and what the other nations did to the children of Israel.
Touch the apple of the Lord's eye.
You touch the apple of the Lord's eye, man. And here it is, vocab still believe that slavery ain't in the Bible.
He gonna believe it when he in it.
These people, they literally look over all the evil that this nigga is doing in the earth and continue to do all the blasphemy, all the shit that this devil is doing.
Yeah.
So they can push their bullshit doctrine of Christianity. All right? And the Lord is pissed, man.
Yeah.
The Lord is mad, man.
Yeah. They speak wickedly concerning oppression.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, so my brother had posted this. I think the Rock posted this in the group chat. Dealing with matter of fact, if you want to, all it takes is 100,000 nuclear warheads to take this place out. They got so there was an article that came out, and the title was called "Eliminate the Soul with Medicine." And let me be careful about what I say. I don't want to shut down. It says the organized earth. It says more than 100 years ago, Rudolf Steiner wrote the following: in the future, we will eliminate the soul with medicine, under the pretext of a healthy point of view. See, that's why they on the news saying, "Oh, this is healthy. This is healthy," but they're clearly blind. You know.
When Biden said, when he said, this is about the country's health. But if it was like we were going into a couple months ago, and if it was about health, they wouldn't be forcing people to comply. You know, it's not about health; it's about subjection. You know, undertaking, hostile takeover. Huh.
It says there will be a vaccine. There will be a vaccine by which the human body will be treated as soon as possible directly at birth.
Ooh.
Exactly. That's where it begins, man.
Yeah.
Keeping you docile so they can push their agenda and push this shit over your face.
Yeah.
You're not even recognizing what's going on. You're blind.
Yeah.
They give you the vitamin K and they right away they inoculate you.
Yeah, with formaldehyde and mercury.
It says, so that the human being cannot develop the thought of the existence of soul and spirit. See, they try to take you away from the spiritual the spiritual cognitive
Yeah.
understanding.
It's like they're calcifying your
birth.
pineal gland.
Right. Right
You know,
from birth.
yeah,
So,
because
in a
all of that
sense,
stuff
this is
attacks
the
your
Matrix.
nervous system.
This is the Matrix. It's
Gone.
just like the Matrix. Right out the womb.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know who they're attacking? You so-called Latinos, blacks, and Native Americans.
Well, you heard what Biden said by slipping the tongue. He did. You know, he's about to say, all Israelites. He said Israel. You know, and he stopped himself and said, all people.
It says, to materialistic doctors will be entrusted the task of removing the soul of humanity. As today people are vaccinated against this disease or that disease, so in the future, children will be vaccinated with a substance that can be produced precisely in such a way that people thanks to this substance that can be produced precisely in such a way that people, thanks to this vaccination, will be immune to being subjected to the madness of spiritual life.
See,
And they call it
look at
madness.
Spiritual life is madness, man.
What?
That's why the scriptures say you estranged from the womb.
Yep.
Man. They go as soon as they be born, they go speaking lies, man. All right, and that's the so-called white man, all the way up and down.
Yeah.
It says he would be extremely smart, but he would not develop a conscience.
They want robots without a conscience, man.
Yeah.
That's why you have that's why our gates are languishing. You know, you have the ones of us that are extremely smart, sophisticated, and have a lot of business know-how, and are doctors and astrophysicists. But guess what? They can never figure out who they are.
No reason, no natural affection.
Yeah.
No pity, no mercy.
Yeah.
You're programmed, like you said, like robots. You're programmed. Simulated.
So like, that goes back to the fuel system.
Yeah.
Fuel system, right? Because what they do is when you go to school, right? What they do is they try to separate you, right? You're either getting ready for one or two things, man, right? You're either getting ready for prison,
Yep.
or you're getting ready for, like they take out those like 4.0 students and things like that. They promote them
And then indoctrinate them.
and like the brother said or whatever, they keep them in a box, mentally, man.
Well, the school system is
Is the box, yeah.
Dude, Hot Damn Iraq, he basically explained that, how they hypersexualize you in the school system.
Starting in high
You know
school.
what I'm saying? And it's a divide in the school system, but the school system is nothing but prison. Because you got lunch, you got to be there, or else you get a truancy ticket.
Yeah.
I had to go to jail for that shit. I had to spend I ain't spend a night in the hole. So I got my stripes.
He said, "Get my cred."
You go to school for truancy, and what? During lunch, you eat a tray. You gotta have a tray.
Yep.
It's the same shit.
gotta have a
in prison.
ticket.
It's the same shit
Yeah.
in prison. It's the same shit in prison.
Yeah. And in prison, they forced you to get the inoculations too. Same thing at school. They force you to get the inoculation, or you can't come to school.
It's all the rep.
They get them niggas they get them niggas a pack of top ramen for getting that shit.
Yeah.
That was their reward for getting poked, man.
You think about working the job. It's the same thing. Like you get a program, you got your day, you go to lunchtime, you
Yeah.
go back, you know what I'm saying? So you got recess. Yeah. Oh, your little quick 15-minute break. Yep. You just got recess, you get on the yard.
Right.
Damn.
Then you come back,
Right. You act like you can't go in the yard.
Yep. You can't go to recess.
Shit.
You gotta stay in detention.
All right.
So this whole
Rent books from the
system
library.
that the devil has us up under is a form of slavery, man. Everything that this devil is got set up is a way to keep us boxed in, to be servants, to be slaves, man. Is this more of that? Yeah, it says he would be extremely smart, but he would not develop a conscience. Damn. And that is the true goal of some materialistic circles.
Whew.
It says, with such a maxime, you can easily make the etheric body loose in the physical body
Once the etheric body is detached, the relationship between the universe and the etheric body would become extremely unstable.
So
Damn.
they trying to detach you
From the Lord.
from the Lord.
Hey, he's trying to be the Heavenly Father.
Yeah.
So what does the Lord do, man?
That's
He
diabolical.
said he's as it is written, he controls the steps of man. You know? And that's what Esau's trying to do, man. He's trying to control the steps of man.
Yeah.
He wants to have his eye, right, on everything and everybody. He wants to have complete control.
It says, and man would become an automaton, for the physical body of man must be polished on this earth by spiritual will. It says, so the Maxine becomes a kind of, aromatic force. Man can no longer get rid of a given materialistic feeling. Even
Who gave you the authority to detach mankind from God?
Yeah.
You see, that's the question.
That's
right
that
there.
God complex. He has a God
Yeah.
complex. You know? What you got? Ephesians.
just one more sentence left.
Okay, you got it.
That's why we understand you don't get no forgiveness.
It
God.
That's
says,
why we understand also that 200 million nuclear missiles gonna hit this place and send all you Americans.
All up in your ass.
it says he becomes materialistic of constitution and can no longer rise to the spiritual.
Damn.
See?
Bro.
So, man, so they that's why the scripture says that they're wise and they're Daniel. This nigga has found he's using his blessing, which is the technology.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's found out how to tap in into cutting off your spiritual your spiritual connection with the Most High. But see, this is how you know that devil knows. Hey, the scripture says that we are the temple of the Most High. This is how we work. This is the see the devil knows that there ain't no the elites. Okay, we're talking to the elites. The elites know that there is no temple that we can go worship the Most High. You know, we're not gonna build something up again as in the days of old God, like the tabernacle or the sacrifice. So the devil knows that we are spiritual people. Remember when we came on slave ships, when we came over here, they had Jake sucking the goddamn poison out of the Hebrewites' fucking feet.
Yep.
Okay? Jake had spiritual, had that spirit on him coming out of slavery. And the devil seen it. So these are spiritual people. So they had to figure out how to detach that spirit that they have from the Most High power. And they use it through the different Maximes and the different viruses and religions and things like that, man. The whole point is to detach us from being a part of the Most High, man.
Yep.
You know?
The media.
Real quick, Proverbs 4:16, it says, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief.
Yep.
And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
So they basically
They live for
they're
this.
bent on sabotaging people's lives.
Yeah.
And if they don't get any sleep.
Well,
That is
crazy.
They live for
This
this.
is what it's the perfect devil.
Yeah.
It ain't crazy. It's the perfect devil.
no, you know
Yeah.
what
It's what they it's what they live for. It's their purpose.
Well, this is why we didn't finish it in Genesis the 25th chapter. This is a part of him saying, I will utterly slay my brother Jacob.
Yep. Yeah, that perpetual hatred.
This is that perpetual hatred. That's, hey, if you want to go deep into it, this goes back to Genesis the 3rd chapter, man. The enmity between thy
That's
seed
seed
and
and
the
that's
woman's
sperm seed.
Okay? It says, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence.
Man. And they violent.
And when you eat something, you
Yeah.
consume it.
Yeah.
So that's what they put in their system. That's all they thrive on.
That's why they financially back these wars and shit.
Yeah.
You know? They financially back these different viruses and stuff like that.
Yep. You got it. Go ahead.
This is second long. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that
And we feel that falling away is a representation during the diaspora, back in the ancient world, okay? And after 70 AD, all right, we fled into the different parts of Africa, okay? That was the diaspora, you know, when we left out of Jerusalem. See? So that was our falling away. All the way until today. Go ahead.
and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
The man of sin. Get that slavery sign real quick. The evil thing that this devil has done to the we just stick in the so-called the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. This is the man of sin being revealed. When you find out that they were throwing babies to over ships, man.
Yeah.
Throwing babies over the ships to catch alligators, man.
Yep.
Alligator bait. They
Yeah.
did that to the Benjamites.
They were throwing, on the slave ships. I think we really have put it in the chat. They were, for those slaves that were, those jakes that were disobedient, they was throwing them off the,
Overboard. Yeah.
you know, following the trail of the sharks or something like that.
Yep.
God.
Yep.
They were even chaining, Jake together, man.
Chaining them, yeah, they were trying to make them examples. You know?
Yeah.
That's why they had that memorial down there. They
Yep.
had the,
In New York.
yeah. God, they got all of those, like I think it's a statue of all of those slaves, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Chained up in a circle.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the water.
Yep.
They would also cut his flesh open to attract the sharks in my back.
Mhm.
Smell their blood.
Mm. They used to starve they used to do what they used to do to Ephraim. They used and Simeon, they used to starve the dogs. And then if the women were pregnant, they used to unleash the dogs on them and have the dog eat their bellies alive and maul the babies up, man.
Yep. So you fucking faggot, you fucking devils is gonna pay, man.
That's right.
All right? Y'all gonna pay. All right? And then you simple, stupid, bird brain,
Goofy niggas.
goofy ass, cool ass niggas, man, who say, who especially you Israelites, man. All right? You niggas that's talking about that so-called white man ain't going into fucking slavery, man.
They're gonna be thrust through.
You said that they're gonna have a part of a part of our rulership, man. Salvation is open to everybody. Bullshit, man. All right, bullshit. All right. Ain't nowhere in hell all of the wicked and evil things this devil has done to our people that they gonna be in the kingdom, man.
Hell.
All right. They butt broke the men in slavery. You know?
Made us have sex with our grandmothers.
Yeah,
our
made us have
mothers.
Yeah.
sex with our grandmothers, our mothers, our sisters to reproduce.
Yeah.
See, we ain't gonna get that demonic and foul. But y'all ass is gonna pay that.
We gonna treat y'all like shit. Y'all gonna feel like shit. Y'all gonna feel like
Get
work.
Deuteronomy 30 and 7.
Hey, if I may add, you know,
But you hold what you got, let somebody else get.
if I may add, so the Lord is all about balance, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
Balance that ass out.
We are low in your heaven,
Yeah.
right? In our heaven, you're gonna be low.
That's it.
That's right.
Real low.
That's righteous judgment.
Yeah.
Hey, well, the scripture said we was like we laid on the ground for them to walk over.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, right. So you gonna be low in the kingdom,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be that's gonna be bad because we're gonna have spiritual power. We're gonna have glory, and we're gonna know everything you done, and you're gonna have to restore everything double.
Yeah.
You see?
That's why the scriptures say they have heaped up treasures for the last time. Because those treasures are going to be transferred to us.
Yep.
Right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7, and it reads, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee.
See? The curse is going to be put upon you. All right? We had the curses of
Curse be our basket.
curse be thy basket.
Curse
Curse
be in the
thou
street.
Be in the field. Curse
Yep.
thou be in the city.
Yeah.
You see?
Fear of our life and one of all things.
Fear of our life, one of all things.
Yep.
All right.
Can you imagine waking up, you know, you old enough and you wake up into slavery? Shit, we did.
We had
Yeah.
to wake up
We had
into
to wake
slavery,
we,
man.
as a kid, being out there 5, 6 years old, picking cotton. They teaching us how to be slaves and shit.
Yeah.
Trained you to be a slave, man.
Yeah.
Bro,
Are you
we
fucking serious?
Man, bro.
You serious? Read that again, man.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. And it reads, it says, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee.
See, the so-called white man hate the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man.
Yep.
Facts.
Yeah.
Big fat.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right? You devils don't like us, man.
Yeah. Because love works no ill.
All that, my friend is black, and I love black people, and all this bullshit. Later for that, man. We don't want to hear that shit.
They proud we're in the position that we're in. It's
Yeah.
white people proud that we're at the bottom.
Yeah.
You see? And they smile, they love it. It's the scripture says, in Lamentations.
Hey, if it was an option to put a nigga in slavery, you would put a nigga in slavery, man. If it was an option to put Jake back into slavery,
Yep.
I bet you that ballot poll would be 100%.
Uh-huh.
It'd be 100%, man. All right, because little Timmy, who was one of your middle school friend, he gonna show you that he really don't like your ass, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Billy gonna show you that they don't really fuck with you like that, man.
Yeah.
All right, and Trump, when Trump came along, it really showed what Timmy and Katie really thought about your black ass, man.
Yeah.
We gotta take our country back, yeah!
You know?
Even some of our people would not be voting.
Yeah.
If that actually.
What was that movie? By Jordan Peele.
Get out.
Let's do
Get Out.
It says, which persecuted thee.
Yeah, they persecuted us, man. All right, we going to prison, we going to jail, we getting hated on, spit upon, we being demonized. Jake is always demonized in the media. That's a persecution, man.
Yeah.
You know?
They created caricatures,
Yeah.
cartoons,
Yeah.
and depicted us to be
As
that.
monsters.
And trained us and programmed us to be that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Created us to be what they wanted us to be.
Mm-hmm.
What's that nigga with the little white girl in the 8?
King Kong.
King Kong. All right?
Yeah.
That whole King Kong mentality was a representation of a big ass, what was talking about an Israelite man, all right, lusting after a white woman.
Yep.
And they made it into an image of he was a beast, he was a monster.
Yep.
That's what they did back during North Carolina in 1880 something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? In North Carolina.
It
Yeah.
was right after slavery.
It was right.
They needed to create a narrative to get the rest of these Edomites to be at odds with us.
Yeah.
To look at us a certain
Yeah, to demonize us.
Yeah.
In a time where Jake, this is a part of the persecution, okay? In a time where Jake was, rising up, so to speak, getting a little money in their pocket, and this is why that devil Roosevelt did what he did, all right, by breaking down the society that Jake couldn't get nothing, but that's another story, all right? But when we was in politics, when Jake was Republicans, okay, before they was Democrats, when they were Republicans, they were getting up into political figure statuses.
Yep.
All right? So Esau had to persecute, Esau had to demonize.
Yep.
That whole aspect of, what you say? The gorilla in a...
King Kong.
King Kong.
Yeah.
The whole aspect of King Kong and a white woman, they depicted that with LeBron James with a basketball in his hand,
Yeah.
holding on to the little white bitch.
Yep.
It was a symbolic symbol of how we're
Jacob's
so-called
predators.
beasts.
Yeah.
It's raising the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just in the statue of liberty.
Raising the boogeyman, and dealing with the media side of it. These motherfuckers, the first thing they did when they were able to produce a movie, Birth of the Nation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That was the first American movie.
Yeah.
12, 14, around there.
20.
20.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yeah. And that depicted Jacob's predators, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
Which lets you know
To go back to
what
what
the media was really originated, was created for. To have demonized Jake.
Yeah.
Con.
to go back to what you were saying, those black baskets.
Black
See,
Master just
Yeah, they killed us off.
So what you were saying, us being in political positions, they used to have mobs, and that's how the KKK started.
Yep.
When we started to gain some ground gained some political position, and they started to create flash mobs.
Yeah.
Because that's what really a flash mob goes back to Esau.
Con.
And they used to intimidate us. They used to come to the town hall meetings and stuff and kill us and do all type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. So guess what? So all of that's gonna happen to you, man. All right. That's gonna happen right to the so-called white man. I got something real quick. This is Matthew 20 and 26. It says, "But it shall not be so among you. But whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant." See? So the roles is gonna change.
Con.
Trading places, man.
Yeah.
The chief ones that's amongst us, and we're gonna put that towards Esau. You're gonna be the servant, man.
That's right.
All right. What the scripture say? The first shall be last.
That's the
and
last should be first. That's right.
What do you think that's talking about, man?
Yeah.
Okay. The end of the world. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it. That follow it.
That's right.
All right. Go ahead with the scripture. Whatever y'all got, y'all got.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and verse 16. Therefore, all that devour thee shall be
devoured.
When you go to that word devour, means to destroy utterly, you know.
Con.
And it says, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
Woo! All your adversaries, man. See? Your adversary is someone who's against you. Okay? All your adversaries shall go into captivity. Go ahead.
And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
And how did they spoil us, man? Through redlining.
Yep.
Okay? Through the food system. Okay, how did they spoil us?
Black Massacre.
Yeah.
They took they bombed on
Black Massacre.
Yeah.
They bombed Philly. Whenever Jake was in Philly, Jake was trying to start an organization to combat against the police.
Yep.
I forgot the year and I forgot the name of it. It was in the 90s. But they bombed Philly, man. They don't even tell you about when they bombed Philly.
Yeah.
You know? And it was for trying to get some Jakes who was in the organization. I forgot the name of it. But they had an organization out there for, quote unquote black people. You know what I'm saying? And when it was rising up against the government or, having a stance or figured out that he was the devil, they bombed the whole street. It's a document. I forgot the whole ins and outs of it. But they bombed Philly, man.
Remember what they did to Detroit?
Oh yeah, Detroit too.
Yeah, Detroit.
Chicago.
Yeah. And they actually used the Agent Orange, the gas that they used in Vietnam for the Viet Cong. They used that on Jake, man. In these cities.
So basically, everything that we're bringing out is saying that this devil needs to get paid back. Okay? Everything that we're speaking about, and there's more on why you should be a slave.
The shameful spirit.
Yeah, this is shameful spirit upon your glory, man.
Yeah.
The history of America was nothing but slavery.
Yeah.
The history of America was rape, robbery, and murder.
That's right.
Okay? Give me real quick Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. And then you can go ahead with what you got. You got some more? Go ahead.
It says, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all they that preyed upon thee will I give for a prey.
Huh.
For I will restore health unto thee. Woo. And I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord Yahweh.
See, the Lord is going to comfort us. Okay? And then he's going to put us on high and he's going to put the devil on low. You got it.
Because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents.
See that? Now, it said that those who didn't desire after Israel, all right, because we've been hated, we've been talked about, we've been depicted as niggas, spits, wetbacks, all right, evil.
Yeah.
Okay. So ain't no other nation is gonna come to help us. Mandela came over here and said, I'm for the Africans.
Yep.
He didn't say he was for the African Americans, man.
Yep. He said
Mandela
our people.
never
Yeah.
said he came for the Negro man that came here on slave ships.
Yep.
He said he came for the Africans. You See?
Yep. He said, we have our problems and those people have theirs.
Yeah, we have our problems and they have their problems, man. You know, hey, he made a difference.
Jake don't never hear that shit.
He
I'ma
made a
say-
difference though. He put a separation.
Hey.
Kata. You know, American Negro.
Yeah.
Kata pickers.
Yep.
But Jake want to be Pan-African.
You know.
Then
Why?
when, Black Panther, but then when Black Panther come out with Wakanda, Jake want to gravitate to that.
Yeah.
Wakanda.
And that's all.
Jake's simple, man. But hey, it's cool because like the
Fufu.
scripture says, if our gospel be hid,
It's here to those that are lost.
well,
Yeah.
why? Because of the God of this world.
Yep.
All right? They've been
Blinded the minds.
Blinded the minds of them. Okay? From in slavery,
Yeah.
see, in slavery is indoctrination time. So through slavery, we've been raised up from a child all the way into our adulthood to damn near 70, 60, 50 years old of being indoctrinated on the ways and mindset of the dogma
Yeah.
of the so-called white man.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And this is the reason why Revelation 11 says great fear fell upon them who seen the prophets.
That's right.
Okay? Yeah. Piss their pants, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You think look, man, Esau's afraid that we're doing what we're doing, man.
Yep.
There it is, we're in the cold. They're like, God damn, them niggas don't stop.
Hey man, I seen like eight camps going live right now.
See, that's the spirit. And it's the Shabbat.
Yep.
And you know it's really heavy because if this is this is an eclipse.
So yep, the lunar eclipse.
This blood moon has not been this long ever since 1440.
Woo!
Right? Since 1440.
Yeah.
Okay?
So you can't tell me.
Last from Friday
But no.
to a Saturday.
Yeah, from
Wait, no, no.
Friday to Saturday. Since the last time, 1440, man. So we in real every time and we in the Shabbat.
But it's a waste of time to wait on the Lord.
But there's so much spiritual thing that's going on right now, man. We ain't got no other choice but to wait on Yahweh Shem.
Yeah.
To put the devils under our foot, man.
Yeah. Well, the scriptures say
First under
that.
his foot.
That's right.
First under Yahweh's foot, and us being joint heirs, he's going to be under our foot, man.
That's right. Yeah.
All right? Somebody get Revelation 2 and 25.
Well, the Lord, he said, he commanded that. He said, wait ye upon me until I shall rise up to the prey.
That's it. Ask of me in
Yeah.
Psalm the second chapter.
Con.
Give you that heathen for the narrative.
Con.
Okay? Load it up. What else you got? Go ahead.
Now,
Load
this
it
is the
up.
book of Psalm, chapter 149, and verse 4. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people, he will beautify the meek with salvation.
Woo! He will beautify the meek with salvation, man.
Mhm.
Who's the meek? The meek is the humble.
That's right.
Okay? The lowly. Let's talking about the nation of Israel, man.
Con.
Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory.
Who are the saints? See, let's break it down. Who are the saints? The saints are
They're
the
the Israelites.
Psalms 50 and 5. Gather me together, my saints, those that I made a covenant with my sacrifice.
Mm.
Okay? So the saints are the Israelites. Go ahead.
Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand.
What the two-edged sword for?
To execute vengeance upon the heathen.
See that? To execute vengeance, man. When you execute vengeance, that's you are establishing something.
Yes.
Okay? You're executing something, an order. Execute vengeance upon the heathen.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead.
And punishments upon the people.
Recompense tribulation upon those that trouble you. Punishments upon the people. So the Lord is going to punish you by the way of slavery. That cup. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, it was a precept says render her double.
Under her double, yep.
If somebody can find that. Go ahead.
To bind their kings with chains.
Chains.
Bind their who?
Their kings with
To
chains.
bind their kings with chains, man. So when you bind someone with chains, that means they're handcuffs. Okay?
Yep. Shackles.
Shackles. Okay?
Hey,
So your kings, like your kings, You tell me hey, our kings went into captivity.
Yep.
It tells you that in Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
King David went into captivity.
Yep.
Okay? He didn't have to let him hear. We know who he is today.
Yeah.
Went into captivity. Oh, well, yeah, at that time, Zerubbabel went into captivity.
Con.
Okay? Our kings went into captivity, man.
Yeah.
Yahweh was born into captivity.
Yep. Roman Empire.
In the Roman Empire.
Born into.
Yeah.
So guess what? We're going to get y'all kings and put your kings into captivity.
Yep.
They meet you at that coming.
Their kings are actually going to be reserved for captivity.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, they actually build these underground bunkers in these space stations. The Lord, allowing them to do that so they can preserve
Well,
the first
he
Be the
said-
first
Yeah.
fruits of slavery.
He said, he mocked me in Jeremiah the 49th chapter. He said, draw back. What he said? He says, basically he told him to run and go hide. Exactly what the Lord said.
Yeah. It was Isaiah 47. Hey, let thy prognosticators and thy
So if so,
yeah,
man,
if so,
they
con.
say,
Yeah.
Ain't no saving, man. Ain't no saving from Yahweh when he returns, man.
who can deliver out of his hands.
That's it.
Con.
That's it.
King of terrors on your ass.
Like when you go into that word bind, it literally says in prison to be taken prisoner.
Woo. Sound like slavery to me.
Sounds like slavery to me.
Yeah, so Esau been having the upper hand now, but really this shit don't even matter.
Yeah.
Con.
What
Yeah.
really matters at the end of all of this shit.
Yeah. Better at the end of the thing than the
That
beginning.
is the end of the thing in the beginning.
And the end is manifest.
Hey, it says the end is elected for you.
Okay.
It says the end waited for you.
Ezekiel
So the end is
7.
waiting on your ass. Like, come on.
God.
Says hell beneath.
Move. Yeah, they coming.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
And when you go into hell, it represents dead, being dead.
Con, the grave.
And what are we?
We're in the grave. We in the grave.
Dead bodies
Yeah.
lying in the street. But when
Yeah.
you go into that dead, it means we fell away as a nation. So Esau, you finna fall away as a nation.
Con.
When you read
Yeah.
Jeremiah 14 and 21 on down,
Con.
that's what exactly it's saying.
Yeah.
You don't possess nothing anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
That Edomite royal line
Yeah.
are going to be the first into
Yeah. The 13 Illuminati
Yeah.
blood.
we we gonna walk all over your ass.
Alright?
all the dukes of Edom.
Yeah, the Dukes of Edom is going to slavery, man. Alright? We gonna raise Meyer and your barrel of ugly ass.
Hey, did they just die? Which one just died?
David Rothschild.
Hey,
They gonna wake up in slavery.
yeah.
He was like, what,
He
93?
gonna wake up to a curse.
Yep.
It's just as people ain't gonna wake up to a curse.
Mm-hmm.
Alright?
Yeah, that's why they complain of an untimely father.
Yep. Hey man, so we know the end all. Alright? It always told you that Edom was
And you'll always
was
lose.
a nation that was reserved for future judgment.
Prominent. It says a
Con.
prominent figure in the scriptures, man. That's reserved for the punishment of the heavenly Father.
Con.
Ain't nothing more dreadful than being caught in the hands of the heavenly Father.
Con.
You got it up.
What do you say on Space Jam? And he'll always lose.
Psalm 149 and verse 8, to bind their kings with chains
Yep.
and their nobles with fetters of iron,
Yep.
Right.
to execute upon them
The judgment written.
judgment written.
Woo!
Yeah.
Judgment written. See?
We
And that's slavery, man. Alright? Now remember, this goes all the way back to Esau and Jacob.
mm-hmm.
When Jacob held first the hand of Esau, bring that nigga down, alright? And the elder shall serve the younger.
Con.
This thing is happening.
Yeah.
Okay? Go ahead.
To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all
Present
his
saints.
saints.
His honor have all his saints.
Ooh. Everybody gets a plantation.
Praise ye Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Right?
Yeah.
That's right, man. Alright? Somebody give me, what did I call for? About your rendering double. Yep. And then, get, Isaiah 60. You can get Jeremiah 30. Get Isaiah 14:1.
Isaiah 24:19.
It's Revelation chapter 18, verse 6, and it
Psalms
reads.
2. You gotta go.
It's Revelation chapter 18, verse 6, and it reads.
What we at on time?
We are. Oh shit. We are at an hour and 10 minutes.
An hour and 10?
Yeah.
We'll go a little bit longer.
Kind. No, I'm sorry. Slack it. Hour and 20. Slack it.
Hour 20?
22. Hour 22 minutes and 50 seconds.
We go to an hour and 44.
They gonna hate that.
Revelation 6, and it reads, it says, reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works.
So a double ass whooping, man. You see how you had the Israelites in the hot box?
Yeah.
I wasn't putting the hot box because that shit pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
That hot box is, man, you go insane in the hot box.
Yep.
Man.
Dehydration.
You know, all hot, long fucking years in the time of slavery, man. You got somebody butt naked in a wooden box or a metal box.
Mm-hmm.
No drink.
About
No
120
food.
degrees.
100 and something. Man, that shit was bogus as hell, man.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
people died.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got put in a fucking hot box, man.
Dehydration.
You got dehydrated.
Cause you start hallucinating. Yeah.
You know what that type of heat pounding on your fucking head does to you, man?
Mm-hmm.
The prisoner always hasted to be loose, man.
Yep.
They did that when Jake wanted to try to run away. We always tried to escape, but we couldn't escape. We had to wait on our Lord and Savior, man. And now we're finally here. We're finally here. Now it's time to restore the children of Israel.
Yeah.
You see? What you got?
It says, in the cup which she hath filled, fill her to her double.
Uh-huh. That cup is slavery. So you gonna get your ass whooped times 10. And there's a lot of things we can bring up that happened in slavery. A lot.
Yeah.
You know? Going to the Ephraimites, the so-called Puerto Ricans, you know, them brothers had hair, okay? You know, long hair or whatever, and what the devil would do was he would grab them by their hair and chop their hair off and watch them fall down the mountain.
Yeah.
You know? The devil used to bet on if it was a boy or a girl in the sister's stomach, man.
Yeah.
And one chop swipe, a knockout up in the baby piece, man. And the baby would die, of course, and then the woman will bleed out, man.
Yeah.
You know? They set it up where tactics. They had a tactic. They had a tactic where you would hang a Jake to the point where his feet would be touching the ground about this much that he could, you know, he won't fully choke.
Yeah.
But
Stress positions.
it's a stress position, but he'd be on his
Yeah.
toes, and he'd be there all fucking night.
Yeah.
You see that 12
seconds.
You also see that they had Eddie Murphy.
On the bottles.
On the bottom,
Yeah.
yep. And if they fall, they get shot, they get killed or something
Yeah.
like that. Yep.
But they toes, you could break your toes like that.
They had another thing where Jake was hung by their rib cages.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
They was hung in a certain way where they wouldn't bleed out and die all the way, but they just be in this real this horrible position.
Yeah, that'll leave them disfigured afterwards.
That's what they have straps to the tree, like backwards.
Yeah, yep. What about the metal?
The muzzles.
The muzzles on their faces, man.
Yes, sir. Jay getting blessed, man.
You know? So read that again.
Revelation 18 and 6. And it reads, it says, reward her even as she rewarded you.
God.
And double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled to her double.
Yep. And that's Revelation 18. That's going into the missiles, man.
Yeah.
The destruction is going to be double. It's going to
Yeah.
be terrible. You know? You know? Somebody else got something?
That's the point that Isaiah 52.
Yeah, you can bring that up. Whatever, anything about slavery. It's all slavery scriptures.
And also, if I may add, to, because the brother brought out that Esau is going to be paid back double.
Con.
Now, going back to Genesis, all right, it says one people shall be stronger than the other. Okay. Now, Jacob's been through a lot of hell, man. Okay, but we know how to survive, man.
Yeah.
We are a very strong nation.
Well, it
Yeah.
was a promise that the scripture said that
We wouldn't be consumed.
We won't be consumed. That's it. The Lord kept
Yeah.
the spirit of us, so we wouldn't be consumed.
Yeah.
But with Esau, right? Like the brother brought out earlier, I feel like I forgot what the brother brought it out. But Esau can't take the pressures of struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, anything, man.
Yeah.
When it comes to being at the bottom.
Yeah. They'll kill themselves.
Right. So do you think that Esau can go through anything that he wants?
Hell no.
And he has to get that in double.
Woo.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of suicide.
We gonna keep this devil
We're
alive.
gonna keep them alive with the spiritual power.
God. This is
We're with spiritual power. We end up slaughtering the whole nation in one day.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm gonna
We
keep
end
you
up-
alive till I'm
we'll-
finished
we'll
killing
end
your
up- we'll end
ass.
up fucking their ass up. We end up destroying them niggas, man.
Yeah.
So we gotta put them in slavery.
Yeah.
You know?
1 hour.
You know?
Yeah.
And you know what? Like the brother said, man.
As hell.
The scripture says it is a righteous thing to
So that's what's an hour and 28
to
minutes.
meditate terror upon those that choke.
Yeah.
Hey man, the brothers be coming up with some creative ways, man. I remember a brother made a video, a lesson, and in the lesson he said, I think it was Elder Prophet. But like he was saying, the kingdom, man, has spiritual powers. He said he gonna take all of them, white or like blue blood cells and put it all on one side of their body, man. And watch this shit.
Creative ways. But hey, look, we only but we still thinking
On a primitive level, yeah.
We still thinking on this small level though.
Yeah.
We can think about some crazy shit that sounds good, but when we get to that state of mind of being a ruler, and then the state of mind of knowing what the devil actually is doing, oh man, we gonna pay. We don't know how you niggas gonna make it.
They not. Con.
We're actually going to understand. You know what I mean? Understand
Yeah.
the elements, man. And what it is to manipulate.
Yeah. I'm gonna use Leviathan to torture the shit out of Esau. I'm gonna have mazes and shit.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 1, and it reads, For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel,
Right?
and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Yep, that's talking
Yeah.
about the tabernacle of David being reestablished.
Yeah.
The strangers being joined.
The foreigners.
Yep, those talking about those that scattered. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 2, it says, And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them.
Let's
in
go.
The land of the Lord for servants.
Let's go.
And handmaids.
Sound like
I
slavery.
Earlier with that definition.
Yep.
Sound like slavery.
Talking about vocab.
What are you talking about,
You don't
vocab?
understand it.
What are you
Jesus
reading? What are you reading?
I understand.
Understand this without reading?
Right. And we guiding your ass to slavery.
Understand this without reading? Yeah, we don't teach you what it says. We don't teach you what it means. Go ahead.
It says, And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
Come on, man.
for
The house of Israel shall possess them. Okay? A possession.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just went and bought some shoes, right? That's my possession.
Mhm.
That's mine.
Yep. Do what I want with it.
Coat, that hat that I just bought, that's mine.
Yep.
Well, you gonna be that coat. You gonna be that hat.
Hang your ass
You
up.
gonna be them shoes, them socks. you gonna be mine. Or ours. You gonna be that possession, man.
Right.
We'll possess them in the land of the Lord, which is Israel, man.
That's right.
And God's gonna allow it.
Hey, what? And God said
God said it.
Hey, you said socks, right?
You said, that's my property. I threw it. Yeah. That's like, please. Yep.
Hey, you said socks. All I thought about was putting these on the washing machine and wringing their ass out.
Well, you know, the No, you're gonna get worn out.
God.
You wore out the saints of the Most High.
Yep.
You gonna wear your ass the fuck out.
×2.
All right. You devils gonna get your ass worn the fuck out, man.
That's right.
Constant ass whipping. You know. You know when when a kid, you know them badass kids. They like, damn, every time I turn around, your daddy whoop me your ass. It's like, God damn, you getting whooping again, bro. Ain't gonna be easy, so you gonna get whooped every day.
And there's gonna be some long
Dog days.
Man, it's gonna be Kingdom Day.
day of eternity, bro. One day in eternity, bro. Come on.
Hey, they gonna let us survive.
We're gonna put it in head that the Shabbat only lasted for a second.
So it's gonna be like
Put
a
it in
week.
head that it lasted for a second.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
It says,
I like how you die, boy.
it says, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants
Yep.
and handmaids.
That's right.
For service and handmaids, man. You can't get no clearer than that. You can't get no clearer than that. Okay? Now, speaking about the Israelites, he's going to have servants and handmaids, man. You know? When they get put in their own land. The Israelites are not put in their own land, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, see, that devil, he knows, man. And that's an Edomite. I don't believe he's a Jacob.
Hands down, he
That's
Edomite.
an Edomite.
He wouldn't be coming so hard. if
That's
he's-
an Edomite, man. That's a real Edomite. Alright? And you may be a so-called Jew. Back,
I think he
the
is.
line going back to fucking Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is.
It might go back to Haman the Agagite. Shit.
I think that's why I call him Asian Rising. I call him Asian Rising, bro. That nigga's he's a Teemanite.
Mm.
You know?
It says, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they
were.
We'll
Ooh.
take them captives, whose captives we were.
Yep.
So that is called trading places. Okay? They made that movie with Eddie Murphy and old boy. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name right now. Alright? And you know who made that movie?
Oh, Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd. And he wanted to kill himself in the
You know
movie.
who made that movie? Aaron Russo made that movie.
Yep.
he did.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Aaron Russo made that movie, man.
Yep.
Damn, I didn't even know that. Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all going to slavery, man. You know?
Hey, it's like, but you know who wrote it though, right? Because that goes back to Saturday Night Live when Eddie Murphy was really
He was popping, yeah.
yeah, he helped write that movie.
Mm.
You know, so I think that whole thought came from a chick.
And that nigga know he is
Northern Southern Kingdom's on your
Eddie
ass.
Murphy.
Yeah, all the niggas know. They all know.
He know he been singing songs and shit about it.
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
We know how that went.
Yep. You got something else?
It says, it's like, finish this off. It says, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
See that?
That's
And
right.
rule over their oppressor, man.
Rule. Somebody should look that word up.
Rule over their oppressors. And how did you oppress us, man? You oppressed us by the job system. You oppressed us by, even oppressed the man in his own heritage.
Yeah.
You know? You oppressed us, man. You put the squeeze upon us, man.
Yep.
Go ahead, you got it.
This definition of rule, it says to have dominion, tread down, subjugate.
Woo.
Subjugate, to be up under, sub meaning under.
Hey, so you know how like
Subjection.
Reign.
you know how Esau make us force us to do certain things.
Yeah.
So you gonna be forced.
And you gotta force to get your car insurance.
Yep.
You gotta get forced to get your license.
Yep.
To
You
ride
gotta
on the
renew your
highway.
license
You gotta
every
renew
year.
your license. Yeah.
The license plate on your vehicle, bro.
You gotta renew his human status every month or something like that, man. Yeah, dude ain't human, man. You gotta renew his human status.
He's
You
a
gotta take this test to make sure you clinically sane.
worse than a fucking dog, man. Like the scripture said, it wouldn't leave you with my dogs, man.
Necessary.
I got it. It says, verse 3. It says, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrows.
See that? We're gonna get rest from our sorrows, man. Okay? And we're sorrowing. The relationships between our the man and the woman is destroyed. That's sorrow in itself. The children being took, you know, that's sorrow in itself. We gotta work, you know. Jake getting shot down in the middle of the streets. We got blood touching blood. You know, Israelites killing one each other. You know, the cancer. You know, no happiness, diseases, the food system. Our bodies aching. We in concrete land. You know, we in the Caucasus Mountains and shit.
You don't nobody care for the clear deprivation that we suffer from, depriving. The clear, I'm talking about clear.
The psychological trauma of slavery.
And look, we cry out, but don't nobody hear. That's what's gonna happen to Esau.
Yeah.
You know?
Ain't nobody gonna save you.
That's right. Just like ain't nobody save us.
Mentally distressed and shit. You know?
Pressure.
Even the house that we live in is fucking, it's a box, man. It's depression. You know?
4 fucking walls.
Depressed like hell, man. You know?
The water system is poisoned.
Like bro said, man, they put that shit in our toys deliberately. See? They put roaches in our neighborhood.
Yeah. Asbestos.
Bisphenol A. They put that shit inside of baby bottles and pacifiers and shit.
Yeah.
Poisoning our kids.
Yeah.
Bisphenol A.
Chemical, the chemical trails, man, was breaking down your immunity through sulfur.
Yeah.
All right? Then you have a strand of cancer in the water that's called chromium-6. Like, why the fuck would you put a strand of cancer in the fucking water supply? You know?
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why? You know? Flint, Michigan. Milwaukee.
Yep.
Milwaukee has the terrible water.
Yeah. There's lead in our water.
It was lead in the water. They said it's really worse than Flint, Michigan. Okay? Like, why would you put a strand of chromium-6 in the water supply? Well, we just put a 0.3%, but why the fuck would you put any percent?
Yeah, it's legal, right? It's legal to put a certain percent of rat droppings in chocolate.
You know?
The clothes we wear.
Remember the Teflon?
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, the Teflon was the biggest.
And the pans.
What you call it?
The frying pans.
The cookware.
Yeah.
Teflon.
Yep.
Which when you cook that, when you put the heat to it, it breaks down the chemical that seeps into your food, giving the people goddamn cancer.
Yep.
And you can't get rid of it either.
Yeah.
Once it's inside of your system, you can't get rid of it.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
So we've been continuously oppressed.
Yeah.
All right?
Clothes we wear.
The clothes we wear.
Yeah.
And so the mixed fabrics, which we didn't know nothing about, but we wonder why we always waking up in aches and pains.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You mean to tell me this devil don't need to go to fucking... This nigga don't need to be in a goddamn cage somewhere?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Get Jeremiah 30. Is this more than that? Get Jeremiah 30 and 1.
It says, and the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast served. It's like a maid to serve.
See that? We've been in hard bondage, man. Slavery was tough. You know?
Yeah.
Slavery was so tough, we're still reaping the benefits of slavery 400 years later. We're still reaping the benefits of slavery. We still have a servitude type mentality. Hell, even Stockholm syndrome. Hell, even us holding doors for Edomite. You know, you want to be polite. You know, we're the word. So even that, we hold the door for the devil and shit.
They hate you with a passion.
But they hate us with a passion.
Yep.
Even something so small like that is a sense to me.
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome. Oh, you said Edomite. Oh, I'll hold the door for you. You know, the old lady, I'll hold the door for you. Instead of just letting that motherfucker slink.
Yep.
You know?
We had 1 hour 41 minutes.
All right, go ahead. Is that it on that?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Jeremiah 30.
You're an actual spiritual too.
Start from 1.
2 of them.
Then you'll jump. Start from 1 first.
It's Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 1. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh power of Israel, saying, write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel
So this
and
was
Judah.
This was a promise. He said, write this in a book.
Yeah.
Let this be known. And it's going to follow us from generation to generation.
God.
Okay? Read that the second verse again.
Jeremiah 30:2. Thus speaketh the Lord Yahweh power of Israel, saying, write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people, Israel and Judah.
See that? He's going to bring again the captivity of his people, Israel and Judah. That means the Lord is going to do this. Okay? He's going to deliver us through the holy angels and the chariots with his son, Yahweh, okay? And they're going to come in a reconnaissance mission and pick up the elect out of slavery, man. Okay? It may sound far-fetched, it may sound like a sci-fi movie, but this is reality.
Yep.
See? We fools.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody hold that on deck. Go ahead.
Saith the Lord, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it.
See that? We're going back to Jerusalem, man. And within part of going to Jerusalem, going back. All right? Every empire needs slaves to build up their kingdom. And that's where we're at. The elder serving the younger.
God.
He that leads into captivity shall go into captivity. See? Go ahead. Yep, go to
Jeremiah 30:8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and I will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him, but they shall serve the Lord their power.
And the strangers of the Israelites, because we made ourselves strangers.
Yep.
So we ain't gonna service us.
But they shall serve the Lord Yahweh their power, and David their king,
right.
whom I will raise up unto them.
You have people in the when you ready. Just go to the point. Just get yeah, I mean, I know where it's at verse 16, but I'll just go on. No, start from 14.
Jeremiah 30:14. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased.
Yeah, speaking about Israel, right? Alright, about us fucking up, the Lord punished us. But now he's gonna switch everything upside down. You know? Well, he's gonna switch everything upright. So I said, not upside down, he's gonna switch everything right side up.
God.
See? Remember the scripture said, I will overturn.
God.
Okay? You got it.
Verse 15. Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity. Because thy sins were increased, I have done these things unto thee.
Yeah.
God.
Our iniquity has been accomplished though now. Okay? The Lord jacked us up for our sins. Okay? He put hell on us. He got us to the point where we stopped worshiping him.
Yeah.
We start worshiping other deities, other gods. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
See, now the Lord had put the other nations upon us. They kicked our ass. But the flip side to that is that we were still the Lord's chosen. Okay, so all those that devoured us, now remember the story of Lazarus. those that licked the swords. You had the other nation that licked our swords that took a part of our affliction. Psalms the 83rd chapter, that tumult.
Yeah.
Okay? So we have a busload of enemies, okay, that help forward our affliction with the so-called white man. So Esau ain't just going into slavery. The rest of the nations is going too. But Esau is the head of it. You got it?
Time. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured,
right.
and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
Every one of them was going into slavery. So the Chinese, the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Japanese, all right? The Africans, which is the Hamites, all right? All of the nations are going into slavery. Esau, the Edomite, Ishmael, all right? The Arabs, Elam, okay? The Persians, Putin.
Yeah.
I mean, who that nigga?
Ahmadinejad, yeah.
Ahmadinejad. Them nations, okay? Everybody.
Yeah.
Japhet,
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah.
You going too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And they that spoil thee shall be a
Yeah,
spoil.
because they all the nations licked the swords, man.
Yep.
All of them had held of our affliction, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
See that? We gonna give the rest of the nations for a prey.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Now, what is a prey? A prey is like, when a lion sees
A gazelle. Yep.
You know, that's their prey. That's meat. That's
Yep.
food.
Got me a victim.
All right. So you nations, y'all gonna be food. Y'all gonna be meat to us, man. Show me a gazelle that can get out of a lion's claws, man. Show me a zebra that can get out of a lion's claws, man. All right. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 30:17. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds.
Yes,
Restore health unto us.
the tabernacle of David.
Yeah.
I will raise up
That's
the
right.
tabernacle of David.
Yeah.
That's our health being restored.
That's right.
That's why the disciples asked Yahushua, is this now the time to restore the kingdom unto Israel?
Mm-hmm.
You see? Now this is the time, man. Okay? It began 2,000 years ago. All right? And now it's completing itself here.
That's right.
See? This is Acts all over again. Bringing in the scattered, bringing in the foreigners, the Gentiles.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is where we at. Go ahead.
Time. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after.
See, you know, man, sick back. We most hated.
Yeah.
You know, the most talking them down about.
Gone.
These other nations ain't checking for Jake, man. We ain't got no seat in the we ain't got no chair in the fucking UN.
Yep.
You know? We ain't making international fair decisions.
Yep.
You know?
Creating no international
Yeah.
We
laws.
ain't getting no money from the UN. They ain't giving us no money.
We ain't getting,
Rebuild
yeah.
Yeah.
You rebuild the community. Here it is, other nations bring their funky asses here and rebuild their, and set up their communities.
Yeah.
You got a Chinatown in Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Yep.
You got a Chinatown in the city.
Yep.
And Jake's shit is all fucked up, but, you got
Yeah.
Chinatown around us.
Greek town, Jew
You
town.
know what I'm saying? You got all them stupid ass.
Germantown.
Yep. Hamites got their shit.
Yeah, Hamite got their shit.
All to themselves. They
Elam
stole.
got their shit.
Yep.
We ain't got shit.
Yep.
That's Second Edges 5 and 56 or something like that.
That's it.
I got that with some son.
You got it with something? Yeah, that's it on there. You got it.
This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors, right? And that we the righteous men stand in great boldness.
Gone.
Okay? All right? It says, verse 2. It's like it says, it made no account of his labor. Right? They don't give us credit for building America. They make it seem like they built it on their own merit.
Yeah.
They call this lazy.
Yeah. Verse 2. It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. I believe we're going to that word strangeness. It's going into like alien.
Yeah.
Form, something like that. All right. The strangeness of his salvation so far beyond all that they look for. See, and they want to count. They're not counting on us being saved by the chariot to the heavenly Father.
Yeah. Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
It says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves. Right. So when they see God save us with those chariots, they're gonna be groaning. They're gonna be afraid. They're gonna be through. You know. It says, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor.
Hey, derision. Hey, see, Vocab Malone, he loves to see Jake, he loves to see, you know, the debates between black conscious community and all them simple, stupid ass debates and shit, man. You know? He know them niggas is lost. He know that black conscious shit is stupid. He know that ain't got no answers. But he on the panel. See, they love to see us in derision.
Yeah.
You know, a state of confusion.
Yep.
You know, a state of being pale.
Yeah.
All right.
Weak.
Wax pale,
Yeah.
basically.
Yep. Being weakened. You know, or the confusion of face goes back to being ashamed and weak. Okay, but now the sons of Jacob should not be ashamed, nor face wax pale, which means we know who we are now. You know, we got some more there,
It says,
and we'll end off with like 1 or 2 more strips if we don't.
it says, how is he numbered
Amongst the
among
saints.
the children of God and his lot among the saints?
See, there's a lot among this, like, because there's a promise to the saints. We read that promise in Psalms. Okay, it's a promise to the saints. The saints have that promise of being joint heirs with the Most High and of rulership. See?
Verse 6, therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us.
Don't. Don't.
God damn it.
It says,
Homer ass nigga, your ass over.
it says, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness.
See, y'all weary. See, y'all
Yeah.
wearied yourself in the way of wickedness. The scripture said you sleep not unless you have done any mischief.
Yeah. They
So
tired.
y'all will destroy yourself just so wickedness can proceed out of the earth to come against these people on this side.
Yeah. So they tired themselves out. That's how wicked they was.
They're weary of wickedness.
That's probably why they look all
Dead.
By 30.
That's all them sacrifices and all that drinking, all that damn blood.
teeth all yellow and
You know what
shit.
I'm saying?
Liver spots.
Right, liver spots.
You got the joy and the splendor of the world, and you looking dead as hell. You looking like a piece of dried up raisin. Yeah, at least look like a bunch of fucking dried up ass raisins in a damn desert.
Have you seen the Queen Lake?
Like their ass don't even come out the damn house, man. It look like they just be like in the damn dungeon.
Boy, because they wearing themselves out of them damn sacrifices. Yeah, bring another one.
Hey, no wonder them anti-Illuminati conspiracy theorists call them reptilians. They look like fucking lizards.
Lizard face ass.
Yeah, we know they go back to them being the serpent in the garden.
God.
Well, they trying to.
Yeah, they try to say literally.
They aliens.
You niggas don't know what y'all talking about. Don't nobody know what the fuck they talking about.
No.
Don't nobody know shit. Hey, besides the measure of love for the spirit of God, y'all about to know. So everybody be wrong as hell. You know?
All off the mark.
Go ahead.
It says, we weird ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction, yea, we have gone through deserts where they
No mountain. This nigga that went all around. You know?
and remind me of this dude Alistair Crawley. Was it Alistair Crawley or the dude? There's another dude that walked in the desert and was fasting and all type of
Come on.
heavy into witchcraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was one of his.
Come on.
It was one of his.
Understudy. You talking about Israel Regardi?
Yeah.
Understudies of Alistair Crawley.
Yeah. Him and Sandra Cicero created Knights of the Golden Dawn here in Wisconsin.
But that's the one that's down the street from there.
Yeah, and it's in Kenosha too.
Yeah, down the street.
Yep.
It says, "Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no ways, but as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it.
See?
What hath pride profited us, and what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? All those things are passed away like a shadow."
Those injuries, riches,
Got by the seat.
The kingdom is translated from
One people to another.
That's
Right? It says, "And what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? All those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a pulse that hasted by."
They said it.
Rich men.
Woo.
Yep.
Elites, man.
They said this shit don't even
It
matter.
says, and as a ship that passeth over the waves of the water, which when it is gone by, the trace thereof cannot be found, neither the pathway of the keel in the waves. So you ain't even gonna be remembered, man. All the stuff that you got,
Yeah.
it's gonna be it's nothing.
And nothing. Yep.
Because we still got the promises. The birthright is still to the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Okay? We still got the blessing. You see? And you know, you just had this temporal, right? That's the word, right? Temporal rulership.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Vain.
I'm gonna jump to verse 14. It says, "For the hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind,
Huh.
like a thin froth that is driven away with the storm, like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with a tempest, and passeth away as the remembrance of a guest that tarrieth but a day." But
Come and go.
Huh.
See? Your rulership is going to come and go, man.
transitory.
Came faster than when it came. I mean, it went faster than it came.
That's it.
It's transitory.
It's over with.
Gone.
All your riches come with bus. Mega bus. Anyway, it says, verse 15, it says, "But the righteous live forevermore.
Woo, the righteous live forevermore.
That's right.
Their reward also is with the Lord Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai, and the care of them is with the Most High.
Right? See that?
Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom
Woo!
and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand.
Come on, man.
For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them."
See, that's right. See that? And that's, hey, man, his right hand, he will cover them, and his arm, he will protect them, man.
That's right.
All right? So that means, hey, we win.
Huh.
At the end of all of this, we won.
And you always lose.
Okay? And you always lose, man. All right? Read that in Revelation and we will close out.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Hey, this is the red, man. You gotta explain that.
Vocab.
You can't do it.
Verse 27. And he shall rule them with a rod of
So
iron.
when you have a rod of iron, okay, iron is representing rulership. Okay? You got a rod of iron. Go ahead.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers.
That's spiritual powers right there. If I have a rod of iron, right, and I hit you and you break it to fucking shivers, that's like you dropping the glass, right?
Yep.
Well, that's the power we gonna have, man. Every swipe, every hit,
Yeah.
we gonna destroy you people, man.
That's right.
Destroy the nation, man.
That's right. That's fucking right.
That's power right there, man. And it's gonna start with Yahweh Shai and his hopeful elect.
Yep.
Go ahead.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers,
Woo!
even as I received of my Father.
That's right.
The power from the Father. Glory.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep going.
And I will give him the morning star.
Yep.
He that hath the ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches.
Yeah, he will have ear, let him hear. Meaning those that have the spiritual eyesight, okay, those of the elect, okay. Because remember, it said, why do you speak to them in parables? See, because the mystery of the kingdom of heaven is given unto you, not them. So he that have an ear, let him hear. It's talking about the men who can understand the words that's written out of this book. And we understand it. Why do you have about to shot? Okay? So yeah, you other nations is going into slavery beginning with you damn devils. Alright? So-called white man, Esau Edom. You know? So with that, we'd like to give all glory and honor and praises.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
And dear brother, son, Apostle Bill Stone, salutations to the occupant of four portions, pushing his truth, sincerity, love, diligence, respect, fear, and trembling. Above, above.
Ababa ball.